Says we're live. Okay. Welcome. Hello, everybody. My name is Taylor Thompson. I'm coming here to a couple of groups here that we're working with, She Network, and also our LT Wealth Building Academy. For those of you who are inside of our Academy group, I have a special guest here, my beautiful, beautiful friend, the amazing one and only Miss Courtney Epps. Courtney, how are you today?
I'm doing amazing. Today is a great day. I'm happy it's Friday, and I love talking to you. Any day I can talk with you, Taylor, is a great day.
Oh my goodness. Well, I just adore you. So, okay. So we got a lot of value to be shared with you guys today. So listen up. Courtney is the absolute unbelievable best tax strategist ever. And like, she shared her story inside of the She Network. But I want to preface this as you're coming on. First of all, let us know you're here. I see people coming on. Like, give us some hearts and loves. Tell us hi, where you're coming in from. Want to know if you are a wealth builder. Let us know if you're a She member. We definitely want to hear from you and maybe what country you're coming in from, because we may have some international people on here as well. So, but we're going to be talking about some strategies here today, and we're going to be giving you some value. We're going to be sharing a special event that we're going to be hosting here at the end of the month that you're definitely want to participate with. A lot of amazing speakers and a lot of value here. So make sure you stay tuned till the end so we can share that information with you. So, Courtney, let's talk about this. You just launched your book, and congratulations, first of all. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you. But what is the book? What is the book, and who is it for? Because you have a lot of success in networking as a network marketer, but this is your passion, is how to help people with their money. Not only make more, but save more. How about that?
Yes, because it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep at the end of the day. And so, for me, the first book that I wrote, More Relaxing, Less Taxing, it was Why You'd Be Brain Dead Not to Own a Business. And so many people, the goal is to teach people and help them understand, like, look, you've got to be a business owner. I don't care what it is that you do. I just need you to be a business owner so that you can save money in taxes. And so what's your plan B? Why You'd Be Brain Dead Not to Own a Home-Based Business is my second book that just launched. And it's more along the lines of a prospecting tool to teach people why they have to find a plan B, why they need to have some sort of home-based business. Even if you have a brick and mortar business, it's irrelevant. You need a home-based business so you can take advantage of even more write-offs, like hiring your kids and putting in a swimming pool and turning that into fringe benefits and writing off business use of your home. And so it's just a way for people. I think what really drives me crazy is that, I've been in the network marketing industry. I've had face-to-face conversations with people, and they're like, you're stupid for being in that. And, you're crazy for what you're doing. Like, that I think you're going to jail. And I'm like, that's a pyramid. And I'm like, you have no clue what you're saying. And
this is such a great conversation, because I think every network marketer can certainly appreciate this, because I think that's one of the things that probably hold most networkers back from the recruiting, be out of that fear of rejection or that kind of mindset of the person that they're talking to, that they think that it's illegal or there's something wrong with it. So then they take on that mindset and that rejection factor, right?
Yes. And when I realized, like, had I been in network marketing and kind of put all this stuff together, I don't think I would be an accountant today. I would probably still be in network marketing. And thank God I'm not. Like, I love being on the outside helping people win and just teaching and educating. But you would truly be brain dead not to be in network marketing. And the reason why is because of the massive tax deductions. Whether you make money or not, it's irrelevant. The fact is if you attempt to make money, then per the IRS, you can now take advantage of tax deductions, and things that were living expenses yesterday are now business expenses today, meaning that you can write them off on your taxes. And there's such a massive education problem in this country, financial education and literacy. And so I wrote that book to just teach people through and say, hey, like, this is why you should look at this industry, not and just to help them on a tax side, on a standpoint of what it did for me as far as personal growth and development. You know, I was broken when I got involved in network marketing. My parents paid for me to join. And then I ended up putting 900 people in that company, and my upline tried to destroy me every chance I got. It was like every single time I got a leader, they're like, nope, Courtney can't get you where you need to go. You need to come work with us. And that happened to me 7 times. And I gave up, and I didn't give up on network marketing. I gave up on that company and went to another company and found amazing people. And, you know, thankfully I made a decision 3 years ago that I was just going to do my accounting practice. I was just going to focus on that. But I wanted to focus on helping people understand how amazing this opportunity in this industry is. And so you may look at me and say, well, God, Courtney, like your upline attacked you. Like, why would you ever push the network marketing industry? Well, I indirectly built my accounting practice and went from in 2013, before I knew what network marketing was, I made $9,090 the whole year in accounting because I was trying to build my accounting practice back up. And I didn't know how to do it because I had a non-compete in the entire state of South Carolina. So it wasn't like I could call up the people I knew and say, hey, come work with me now. I've, you know, I've reopened, but I couldn't do that. So I built that up through network marketing, and now we're a $2 million company. I mean, so it's just crazy how, you know, indirectly I was able to get the personal growth and development. I was able to understand how beneficial it was to make these connections with people. I didn't think that network marketing was legitimate. I'm sure like a lot of other people, you know, I was taught in college that if you don't have a traditional business, a brick and mortar business, then it's not a legitimate business. So as an accountant with a 5-year accounting degree, we come out of college thinking network marketing is a scam because we're taught by government employees. And so that's what that book is all about. That book is to say, you know what? You don't have to listen to me. Like, you don't have to listen to me say it's not a scam. You don't have to do anything other. Read this book and it'll educate you and help you understand the massive benefits to network marketing, whether you ever made $1 or not. Like, to me, I would still, like, to this day, it was the smartest thing that ever, or the best thing to ever happen to me, because I didn't put myself in it. My parents paid for me to join. So I can't say that I would have made that decision because I said I can't afford it. And now it generated millions and millions of dollars for us. It's crazy.
Well, and I want to chime in here because, I mean, what you're saying, I mean, like, there's so many rabbit trails that I wanted to go down, like just listening to you talk, because I really get excited about it because you have a very unique perspective. And we've had these personal conversations before. First of all, because you have had experience as a network marketer, but the fact that you have a perspective from an accounting perspective that most accountants that you would take, if you're doing your taxes, that's the first thing. If you're doing your taxes, are they asking the right questions, and how you train your team and what you're doing with your team to ask the right questions to leverage every single write-off you possibly can in your business. So let's just say you're doing this business part-time, even if it's just part-time right now. Let's talk about these numbers here, because these numbers are astounding. And before we talk about that, I want you to think about this from this perspective as Courtney's talking. At the beginning of this, you guys say hi, because I know there's a lot of people on here. You guys say hi. Hey, Tina. Hey, Chris. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Dave. Let us know you're here, because don't be shy. We want to know. We want some interactivity going on here. But I want you to think about the book from this perspective. And we're going to put the link in the book where you can get access to the book. That's a given. But using this book as a recruiting tool, because most people don't know what they don't know, right? And here's the thing, they're leaving dollars on the table right now. If they're not doing some sort of business, some sort of home business, even if it's a part-time, even if they have a full-time job, even if they have another traditional brick and mortar business, doing a side business, side hustle, whatever you want to call it, okay, this book can be used as a recruiting tool from this perspective. So she's going to give you guys some numbers that I want you to write down, because this is gold. This is absolute gold. Let's talk about what kind of dollars a person could be leaving on the table if they don't have a business for themselves.
And I think it first starts in helping you guys understand like why I'm so adamant about it. Because I truly believe we can change the world if we can help people understand one thing, that the average household in America makes, a family of four, they make $60,000 a year. And they're going to pay $14,000 in taxes because they're W-2 employees. So what happens from there is they're left with a take home of $46,000 a year. And the problem with that is that the cost of living in America is $53,000 a year. So that means that the average family is going in debt $7,000 a year to work 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year to take 2 weeks paid vacation. And if you don't believe that, there's a good website that you can go to and you'll see it, and it will probably scare you to death, but it's called usdebtclock.org. And when you look that up, it's going to show you that the average American, the average citizen in America is in debt $80,000. But that's not per adult. That is for every man, woman, and child. Okay. So when you think about that, and there's 28 million Americans unemployed, and 48% of Americans don't have an extra 50 at age 55, 48% of Americans don't have any retirement. So there's zero retirement. So obviously the system is broken and we have to fix it. 46% of Americans don't have an extra $400 to their name, which is why they don't sign up in network marketing, which is why they tell you it's stupid, which is why they tell you it's a scam, because half of them can't afford it. And if they could afford the down payment to get in it, they don't think that they have enough money every single month to pay for it. And they don't. They don't. Half of the Americans don't have the extra money to put forth any more money every single month out of their budget. Yeah. And sadly enough, and here's another statistic I learned when I was a life insurance agent. So, and I owned a huge insurance agency, but at age $100,000 a year, if you have a family household of $100,000 a year, those people only have an additional $250 a month in expendable money. Okay, so that's why your brain, if I see something that looks great and it's an amazing opportunity and I don't have enough money to do it, then I have to tell myself it's stupid. Yeah, I have to. So subconsciously, that's what happens. And it comes out as, you're wrong for doing this because you could afford to do it and I can't. So that, if I would have known that, if I'd have just thought about it and understood, I'm like, oh my God, this is why you're not signing up. Like, you don't think this is a scam. You don't think that this is the wrong decision. You just don't have the money to do it with me. So let's figure out how to free up the money.
So, and this is a great point, because so many times, because you brought up $100,000, right? $100,000 a year. And most people would say, gosh, that's a lot of money. I wish I could make $100,000, because we have people in network marketing. There's a lot of people that aren't making, because you just said the average income, right? Yes. You just said the average income, right? So most people would perceive that as being a lot of money. But what you just said is not having an extra less than 250 expendable.
Yes.
Discretionary income. So what does that mean? And here's the thing, guys. Most people that see somebody making that kind of money, they prejudge them and they go, oh, they wouldn't be interested in my little business. Yes. So they're not even giving that person the benefit of the doubt, or even the chance to say no, because they've already made up their mind, oh, they don't need this, and they have no idea what their struggles are. Because on the outside, it looks really nice and pretty, but they don't know the financial turmoil that's actually happening inside the house.
Yes, because you make more money, you spend more money. And so it's this vicious cycle. And people are willing to give you more loans because you make more money. but you don't necessarily have the extra money. Yeah, they give you loans. Banks give you loans based upon your gross income, and you don't bring home that amount of money. You only bring home typically 60% of it. So, Robert Kiyosaki talks about all the time that W-2 income is 50% money, meaning that you only get 50% of it. After you pay all the taxes, the sales tax, the income tax, the property taxes, all of that, after you pay all of those things, you're left with 50% to pay your regular bill. So if you combine, if you take your taxes, you will pay more in your lifetime as a W-2 employee, not a business owner. Because I'm going to show, I'll share with you my experience. Like, I just finished my tax return last night, so I'm super excited about it. But so you could take, if you combine all of everything you spend on food, clothing, housing, and transportation, and add those all together, you'll spend more in your lifetime on taxes if you're a W-2 employee. So if you make $100,000 as a W-2 employee, it's a world of difference than you making $100,000 as a business owner. And so I'll just share with you this. Last night, I made, and I'm very, very open on how much money I make, not because I'm trying to make you feel like I'm amazing, but because every dollar that I make, I feed a serving of whole food, plant-based nutrition to children in need. And then on top of that, for every $150, I provide safe drinking water for a child in Liberia right now. And then for every $25,000 I bring in, I free a child from sex trafficking. So my staff knows how much money I make, our gross income. Obviously, we don't keep all of that because we have bills to pay, but my staff knows, my clients know. So I'm very open about that. So I showed my staff a couple months ago and it said, look, okay, here's you making $60,000 a year as a family. You're going to pay $14,000 in taxes. Here's Courtney, okay, making $450,000 a year. I'm going to get back a refund of $10,000 on my taxes. And you asked me how I did that. So last night I finished my tax return and I'm going to get about $7,000 in a refund. I did not pay in any taxes other than about $1,100 in self-employment taxes. And my gross income was $820,000. Now, you asked me how I do that. I paid $85,000 to be a platinum partner with Tony Robbins. I have a pool that's a fringe benefit. I hired my kids and I pay them. One of my children owns 10% of my company. We bought 2 new vehicles. I spent $57,000 in traveling all around the world, following Tony Robbins and learning and getting better. So because of all of that, it put me in the lowest tax bracket after I spent all those things. Now, a lot of those things were fun. Like most of those things that I spent money on were a lot of fun. But the government, you're either going to pay taxes or you're going to increase the economy. One or the other. Yeah. It's that simple. Like if you want to hold your money, that's perfectly fine, but you're going to pay taxes. Or if you want to put back money into the economy, then you are going to pay less in taxes, but you are creating a better way. Like you're either generating money for the economy or you're generating money for the IRS.
Yes.
If you understand it that way, like there's no gray area. I spent all that money to grow my business. Logically, yeah.
Most people are going, what the heck? How could you possibly get a refund making that kind of money? So
because of child tax credit and earned income credit.
So this right here, I'm sharing this with you guys because this is the difference between somebody who knows and understands being an entrepreneur as an accountant, the right questions to ask. Yes. And being able to give you direction as to, okay, this is a tax deduction. For instance, for those of you who are in membership here, with the Wealth Building Academy and with the Key Network, those are tax write-offs to your business. If you're a home business, all of the education, all the money that you put inside of memberships to grow your business, to grow you, self-development, all of that stuff is 100% write-off, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is 100%.
And most of you will look at a membership. If you're paying monthly for a membership, you look at that money coming out every single month and you go, oh, I can't afford that right now. Well, I can't afford that. Not realizing by not taking those kind of deductions, you're actually it's counterintuitive. And I'm not saying that to sell anything or to sell, I'm just using it as an analogy, as a point of the mindset that we have around money. So let's talk about, Courtney, let's talk about this because, being Tony Robbins Platinum Partner, I mean, that's a lot of money. So as the average person, let's just say we're talking to the average person right now and using your book as a tool for recruiting. Give them some numbers of what kind of tax breaks they could be looking at and turning those numbers around by having a home business. Share those numbers, please.
Yes.
You got to write it down. This is this is gold, right? This is gold. I'm giving you guys gold. So if you're liking what we're putting down here, let's give them some hearts and love. Let's show some love here. Come on, guys.
Yes.
Right.
And guys, I want you also to know that 3 years ago, I was making $79,000 a year, and we're now a $2 million company. The only way I could be where I'm at today is the personal growth and development. But I didn't even know who Tony Robbins was had I not been in network marketing. That's why I love it so much. So and to give you I'm going to tell you what the average person can save $4,000 to $8,000 a year in taxes by having a home-based business. And I'll tell you where I came up with those numbers. I didn't just pick them up out of a book. What happened is that I had someone that, and I'll tell you, it's super funny. So the guy who wanted me, who knew I would be really good in his network marketing business, he tried to get me to come to events and I wouldn't. And I wouldn't look at it. I'm like, I want nothing to do with network marketing. Like I'm working on building my accounting practice and had a fundraising company that I was working on. And so he's like, could you do a tax return for someone in the group? And I'm like, sure. So he lured me in with doing a tax return and making money off somebody. And he's like, oh, by the way, we have some team shirts that we need. Could you do some screen printing? And I'm like, sure. So, and then he told me, he's like, we don't do business with typically anybody who's not in the company that's building the company. And I'm like, well, okay, I could be a part of it. And he's like, we've got this big event coming up and there's going to be 600 people there. And it'd be a good way for you to build your accounting practice up and you could come and see what's going on. And so that's exactly what he did to get me to show up to my first event. But I did that tax return for someone that week, and I saved her $4,100 more than she'd ever gotten back on her tax return. So the thought process in my head had nothing to do with building a network marketing business. It was, oh my God, like this person was an engineer and a nurse. And because they were in network marketing, they were now able to save $4,100 from one year to the next.
Wow.
And it didn't hit me because I've always been a business owner. I mean, since I was 18 years old, I guess I've owned a company. So I've always written off, deductions. So that was really eye-opening for me because I wasn't thinking about W-2 employees because I haven't been a W-2 employee for a really long time. And so when I did that, they ended up actually using the product. It was a travel company that I was involved in. They used the product and then they came back and they told everybody how amazing the product was. And they hit the first rank of residual income in the company. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So they had been stuck for 2.5 years. They hadn't used the product because they couldn't afford to go on a vacation. And I'm like, this is nuts. They're working full time as an engineer and a nurse doing exactly what everyone told them to do in order to be successful, yet they couldn't even afford a couple $1,000 to go on vacation. So the reason why I know those numbers and the reason why I got so excited when I heard the statistics by Grant Cardone 2 years ago is that, oh my God, I could save the average person $4,000 to $8,000 a year or household. And by doing so, I could change the world. I could take people out of debt and I could help them actually start growing and saving money in taxes. So I could help free up enough so they could get involved and teach them how to free up the money to get involved in network marketing. I could keep them in network marketing long enough to win, which is super important because people don't stay in long enough to win. And that's the only difference between you and the $1 million income earners. They stayed in long enough to get the information and to win. They attempted.
Well, so let's pause right here for just a minute. So let's go back to the first of the conversation. The first of the conversation, whenever you gave the average person and what the average income is,
Yes.
and to what the average household actually spends. So you said that the average household is going in debt $7,000 a year, right? So if you guys were paying attention, if the average household just as a W-2 is going in debt $7,000 a year, by adding a home-based business based on what you just said,
yes,
right? We could potentially get them in the black, right?
Yeah.
In the black just by taking on a home business,
yes,
even if they're not profitable yet.
yes. They just need to attempt. They just need to, and attempting means you're opening your mouth, telling somebody about what you're doing 3 to 5 days a week for 45 minutes a day. That's what the IRS says. So in this network marketing company, I ended up doing taxes for 900 people, and I would show them where they would have been had they not had their home-based business, and where they were with their home-based business. I didn't do it because I was trying to get tax clients. I literally, you're gonna love this, Taylor. Every tax season, I would tell the clients, like, I'm probably not going to be doing taxes anymore next year. You need to find another accountant because I'm going to be doing network marketing full time. The greatest way to get clients. Exactly. So, so that was kind of the way I handled it, because I love network marketing. So I wasn't doing it to try to get more clients. I was doing it to show people how amazing network marketing was. So I did 900 tax returns, and depending on what tax bracket you're in, $4,000 to $8,000. Now, my largest client, he'd been my client for years, and I told him, I'm like, you need to get a home-based business. It was $35,000 difference.
Wow.
So, I mean, and he, made $500,000 a year. That was my largest client at the time. It's crazy. Like, my largest client now is 120 million. But it's nuts that people just see it. They don't see it as a viable opportunity, or they see like, I can't build it fast enough to make more money. You have to stop thinking about just the money. It's about keeping your own money. So it's funny. You'll love this story. I had a client, the booked a tax strategy session. The husband booked a tax strategy session, I think, to try to get me to tell him that they were crazy for his wife being in network marketing. And it did not work out well for him. So what I did, he's like, my wife is continuously losing money. And I'm like, no, what your wife is doing is she's showing on paper that you guys are losing money. But what she's actually doing is she's making money in her network marketing business. And she's brilliant because she's not paying a dime in taxes on it, because it looks like she has a loss on paper. So many people, they're like, people don't make money in network marketing. Bull crap. Like, you have no clue how much money people make in network marketing. I have $1 million income earners a month that are our clients. I have $100,000 a month, income earners every month, like crazy amount of money that people can make in network marketing. And so I said, but what your wife is doing is she was going to buy those products anyway. So it was going to cost you money. And now that she is decided to be in this business, not only is she making money that she's not having to pay FICA, federal, and state taxes on like you do with all of your money, but she's also now able to write off her meals and mileage and cell phone and internet and travel and business use for home and medical bills and medical insurance, and all these things become a tax deduction. And guess what? She didn't spend any extra money. She's now able to take the money that you were spending having your job and now able to write those off. So it actually is a negative and it goes against your income, and she's actually saving you more of your hard-earned money. So you should go back and thank your wife for what she did, because that's the smartest thing that she could have ever possibly done for you and your family.
See, I love this. This totally changes the conversation.
Yes.
It totally changes the conversation for you, because here's the thing. I want each one of you to understand, as a network marketer, right now, this should give you enough guns in your bullet today, this weekend, to go out and recruit for your company. Just on this conversation alone. Just on this conversation alone, because we're coming down to the end of the year, right? We're getting into the last quarter. and you could actually get somebody in a position to where they are on that trajectory to get out of that loss that they're in, and to get in potentially just in the black just by starting a business. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is let you guys know that Courtney, because Courtney and I are collaborating on a lot of different things. First of all, I love her. I love her passion, because I don't know if you caught this in the first of the conversation, but in just what she just said, when she got into network marketing because she saw a way to help people keep more of the money that they were making. That's the first form. It wasn't about her. It was about what she was going to do for someone else. And look what happened over as a result of that. From starting from 75,000 to over 400,000, and she's going to get a big return back. That's huge, right? Yes. So she's going to give you. We're going to give you the link to the book where you can have the book, where you can use this as your own recruiting tool. If you understand what I'm talking about, recruiting tool is having this kind of conversation with those negative Nellies out there, right?
Exactly.
And save money on their taxes, but also, because of a relationship, she's offering her a special discount just for consultation for everybody in our groups, whether you're in wealth building or whether you're in She Network. We have a special link if you want to have a consultation. Just put consultation, or put what should we put here?
It's a tax strategy session, so TSS will probably work. TSS.
Okay. TSS. Put TSS in the comments here, and I will definitely message you back and give you the link for that so you can set up a time for a consultation. So let's talk about what's coming up at the end of this month. So I'm super excited about this because I really feel like the value that this is going to have for everybody in our space is going to be huge. So let's talk about that.
Yes. So I have been, for the longest time, it's like I have all of these amazing people that I get to connect with, because I'm outside the industry, but I'm still heavily involved in it. And so I'm like, well, what better way to take every one of these people that I know that are amazing to put them all together. And so we created an event that we're going to do once a month. It's called Level Up and Network. And, one of the things that I'm missing by not having live events is the network capability. Is how do we connect? Like after the event, we used to, we would go out to eat, or we would spend time in the mornings having conversations. And so there's some amazing softwares that allows us to right now have a 2D experience. Hopefully by next month, we'll actually have a 3D experience so we can see each other. We can walk around in an event center. Right now, you'll actually be able to sit at a table. You'll be able to talk to people through a Zoom and have a conversation, and you can move around and meet people. And we're also going to have, I think the speaker lineup, we have 9 speakers, and they're all experts in what they do, but it's not just an event. So I want you to understand, like, one for everyone that we sell, everyone that decides to be a part. I think it's $197, and we're actually doing members, which you guys will get the member discount because you're a part of She Network or a part of the Wealth Network. But that'll be $97, and so you'll provide nourishment for 97 children. You'll be really close to providing enough fresh drinking water for a person, and so I'm super excited about that. But the other thing is the month long. Like, I think we as women, like, we need networking much more than men. And so men don't understand, like, we need to get together. Like, we need to go to coffee. Like, we need to go out to eat. So there's a really amazing software called Verbella, and you can access it, but it's a virtual world. And so when you buy a ticket, you get a month's access to Verbella, and you can actually create a little avatar, and you can go hang out. Like, you can, I think you can't swim, but you can play soccer. You can go to the park together. You can have lunch together. Like, you can meet people together. And so a network marketing company actually took this software and created 40,000 reps, and they never had a single office. Like, so it's truly amazing that we can all there. I have a private suite there And so we're going to have these speakers come throughout the month and have extra events, but it's also a place for all month long. Like you can just go there and hang out and connect with whoever's up there. You can do presentations up there. Like you'll be able to watch videos from the event. So I'm super excited about that. And then we're also going to, throw in a month of the membership. And we'll obviously be talking about that in the next couple of weeks, but membership just gives you access to everything that, I provide, like all the tax benefits of having a home-based business and breaking down in detail all of that. It gives you discounted tax strategy sessions, because truly the sad part is people think that you can go to an accountant in 2021 and try to get help for 2020. And you can't. It has to be proactive. You have to do it you have to do it now. But that event is not only going to have Alex Morton. He's 30 years old. He is a multi-million-dollar a month income earner in network marketing. You've got Ray Higdon, who is speaking, which I'm super excited about. He's a coach. You've got Taylor Thompson, who is going to be speaking. I think everybody likes her. Yes. My amazing friend, Nicola Smith-Jackson, multi-million-dollar income earner in network marketing. I love her, and she's going to be teaching on financial education. So and then Sherry Tree from Bank speaking about how to understand people and how to help you sell better by connecting and understanding them. And so it's not a sales event. It is an event for you to learn, but you also are getting the tools and the strategies that you need in order to be successful. And I think that is definitely lacking where we're at. So Adrienne Chenault with Contact Mapping is going to be there and talk about CRM and the benefits of connections and a whole lot more. So I'm super excited about it. I've been talking about it for years, and I'm like, we need to do this. And now, I am working on, and this is kind of crazy hush stuff, but I am working on an entire world that's ours, that we actually can have our own houses. And then we can go connect. So I'll have a house and you come hang out with me, and Taylor's going to have a house and you go hang out with her. And so it's just this world of us all. Can you imagine us all being on the same street corner? We just having this virtual houses, we can all connect. I'm super excited about it. So the event's going to be great. And we're just going to use that footage to continue on. And the three nonprofits, Operation Underground Railroad, The Last Well, and Manor Relief, which is the nonprofits that we provide for, they're also going to be there just sharing their mission and their impact and what the benefits of social business is and how much it's truly changed my business. So, I'm excited. But anyway,
this is so powerful. And so guys, I want you to understand, here's the thing. Again, we're talking about membership. We're talking about this ticket. You're like, okay, that's money. Okay. If you're in business for yourself, it's a write-off. People, we've got to change our mindset around money. We've got to change our mindset around educating ourselves and staying in business, because this is ultimately not only going to make you money because it keeps your mindset right, but it's going to be a tax deduction. Yeah. And so there's so much value here that Courtney has to share. So we're definitely going to put the link in here for you guys. You can access her book. Remember, recruiting tool. We are going to take her mission and show other people not only how to make more money, but let's talk about how to keep more money. Yes. What a great recruiting message, right? Yes. If you are looking for, if you want to know how to get all of these write-offs and know from a perspective from a network marketer's perspective, the accounting questions to ask, and look at a tax strategy session, put in TSS inside the comments here. We're going to send you out the link. And then we're also going to include the link for the date of the event. Can you share that with all the details of the date of the event coming up this month?
So it's September 26th. I think it starts at 9 a.m. And it is going to be action-packed for 8 solid hours. And we're using the software that we're using. I mean, it's a virtual event software. It's a 2D. But man, I'm so excited because I want to be able to connect with people. And that's what network marketers need, right? We need to be able to make connections and help each other outside of an event. Like I love what Tony has created, and he's created this world, and Eric Worre's actually doing it as well. And they're creating these big, huge screens and there's Zooms on it, but it doesn't allow us to interact. And that's what I want us to be able to do, is interact now and be able to interact all throughout the month so we can help each other grow. Because if you are the top 5 people you hang around with, well, the problem is none of us can hang around with anybody. So, I mean, we've got to go hang around with people, not necessarily smarter, but they think in a different way than we do. Like I just hired, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm going to share it. And everything I learned, I'm going to share it. But I just hired Jay Abraham, who is Tony Robbins, one of Tony Robbins' coaches, as well as Damon John. And he gave me one thing. He said one thing to me last June, and I shifted my accounting practice. He's like, you don't need to focus, because I told him, I said, look, I think I just need to get a handful more of CFO clients. And him and Tony are both agreed, Courtney, what you need to do is you need to hire people. If you want to help and create more impact, you need to hire people, train them to do what you do, and then you can go out and speak to the world. And that's exactly what I did. So in my brain, it was like, oh, I just need to make more money. No, that would have tied me down and it wouldn't have allowed me to do what I wanted to do. And that one thing that they gave me, I did. And I got rid of my CFO services by October of last year. I stopped doing it so I could focus on building a foundation. And now I have 25 people who do what I do, right? So now I get to do 2 things in my office. That is to run my mouth on a tax strategy session, and it's to review every tax return that comes through. So I know that what we said we were going to do is exactly what we do. And so I have the freedom to be able to do these interviews and do all these things. And so now I'm paying him $100,000 which is kind of scary, but I'm paying him $100,000 to help me go to 2 million this year. I mean, to 20 million this year. So we're trying to grow 10x. And I mean, we can do it. It's like, I got to go. We're going to make it happen. So it's just one thing that could possibly like shift. And we need to be able to have all this connection. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'll get to see people all the time.
I love it. I think this is magical. I think there was such value in what we had, that what you shared today here. So many things that you can take to the marketplace and make a difference in other people's lives. And here's the thing, like at the end of the day, people, like I always think about Zig Ziglar, right? You know, whenever you help enough people get what they want, what you want comes in return. And I think that that's really the magic of you, Courtney. And that's why I just love working with you, is just because, you know, your mission, you know, when Larry and I always teach, the mission is always more important than the commission.
Yes.
And so very mission based. And I think that that's really been accredited to success. And there's no question that you're going to be, you know, that $20 million company. I see it for sure. So it's such a pleasure to do business with you. So I hope all of you got some value today. You got some nuggets. You took some notes. We're going to put the links in there for you so you can get the book, you get your tax strategy session, and then you can get your ticket to the live virtual event that we're going to do on September 26th.
Awesome.
So, thank you so much. I'm going to say bye to you privately. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with the Peaks here today. I hope you guys got a lot of value. Hope you have a blessed, amazing weekend. And that's it for me, Taylor Thompson, Network, Wealth Building Academy, and Courtney Epps. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.